Hi everyone, it's Tanya and Vikki from MeTreat Retreats. We're back again and we've got an amazing retreat about replenishment that's coming up at the end of July. And we're really excited today because we've got one of our fantastic presenters, Michelle Vassallo. Hi Mish, how are you?
Hello ladies, good afternoon. Tanya and Vikki. I'm excited to be here and I'm really well. We're leading in such a beautiful autumn this year, so I'm feeling really invigorated, getting ready for winter.
Yeah, I know it's time to sort of go in and tune in, which has really got in alignment with our theme of replenishment, which is what we're going to talk about. So Mish, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and how you got to being where you are today?
I'm going to make a long story really short for everybody. I discovered that I really loved teaching about 15, 16 years ago when I started teaching in the massage department at Victoria University. And since then, I've gone on to teach at many different institutes, start my own teaching company, where I've been working a lot with body workers and massage therapists. But just in the last couple of years, I've sort of just designed and devised some other things that I would like to share with people around, ideas that drive us and help us to be the best versions of ourselves that we can be. And so I came up with a series recently during lockdown of all times called Grow Your Mind Garden, because all of us really need to, attend to what we're growing in our minds, especially. And the one that I'm looking forward to presenting for you guys, that was part of the Grow Your Mind Garden series. So I've sort of veered away from solely body workers and massage therapists. And now I'm wanting to share my message with anybody who would like to listen.
That's fantastic and most welcome. There are so many people I think who could benefit from that message, that one about replenishment and motivation, which is what you're going to be talking about at the retreat. So can you just tell us a little bit more about what your presentation might involve?
Sure, Vikki. My presentation is going to be pretty interactive, lots of questions for the people who attend, just to get the juices flowing and to start the mind thinking, all right, in terms of replenishing myself, what do I know about motivation and what sort of things can I implement into my daily life in terms of replenishing me that are going to include motivation? And the fact is that motivation is a really tricky beast. And most times we don't get motivated until we start to see results from starting something. So what we want to look at in the replenish conversation around motivation is, what are the defining factors of getting motivation happening in your life? How do you maintain motivation? So how do you create rituals? How do you create goals? Those things have power. And if we want to replenish ourselves, we need to redefine and reclaim our own personal power. And part of doing that is being motivated, because if you're not motivated, nothing's going to happen. And if you don't set goals and if you don't create rituals that in some ways will mindlessly lead you there to taking step by step towards seeing something that's rewarding for you, then you're not going to be motivated. And I really want to talk about the Goldilocks rule. And in motivation speak, the Goldilocks rule is, not too much and not too little. So when we're looking for motivation personally, where's our peak flow? Where do we find time disappearing, and where do we engage in the moment to such a degree that we look at the clock and an hour's gone past, and not only are we motivated, but we have achieved and we've replenished ourselves, because we spend so much time helping everybody else, but what about us? So that's really the thrust of what I want to bring to the table in your retreat. How do we find motivation replenishing ourselves at the same time? And what does it look like for each person? Because each person will have a completely different look at what motivation is for them and what it is to replenish themselves. So what we want to do in that workshop is really define that for each person, workshop that between people, share some ideas, and give everybody there some simple tools to take home so that when they leave the retreat, they remember what they learned. And you can't give adults too many things, right? So we're just going to nail down a few things for each participant personally, and then we're going to work towards achieving those things in terms of replenishing themselves and finding motivation in their lives.
I love the idea of the tools, of sharing of tools, because one thing that we're really passionate about is that, you know, people can learn a lot of things and take in new information, but unless you've got the tools to really start moving forward in a different way, things don't change. So it sounds like in your workshop, you're really going to help people with some rituals or some different exercises that they can do to implement that motivation as well.
Yep, simple things. We don't need too many. We're busy. All of us are busy. It's endemic in our society. We just need a couple of little golden rules to remember that motivation's a tricky beast, but once you get started and you get in the flow, and everyone's going to know what I mean by flow, then it's a lot easier to achieve. And we want to have people achieving their motivated state. You know, that's really important when we're talking about replenishment, especially with winter around the corner.
So Vikki and I are both really excited about the retreat. We love it. There's always so many amazing women that come along, and they're all there. They're open. They're ready to learn. They're laughing. They're engaging with each other. And we're really excited to have you, Mish, bring your flavour to the retreat. What is it that you're excited about being or bringing to the retreat and being involved in the retreat?
That's a really good question, because every time I look at the photos from every retreat, I want to be there. It looks like fun, and it looks like people come together to really care for and nurture each other, you know, as a community. And if you break down community, it's common unity. We want to bring people into common unity. And I love that idea, but what I'm really going to bring is fun. I'm going to bring my fun self along, because you can't teach anybody anything if they're not having fun. And I'm going to bring simple tools and inspiration, and I'm going to share my story. You know, I have just achieved so much in the last 2 years in terms of personal hurdles around things that I never believed I would do. So I'm going to share my story with people as well, because the way that we best learn as humans is by connecting and sharing stories. And, you know, if you're going to talk the talk, you better walk the walk. And so I'm going to bring the walk and the talk to the retreat and share it with everybody. And we're going to have some fun. You get motivated when you have fun, and we're going to make the ritual fun for everybody. So if someone asked me in a word, what am I bringing? I'd say fun.
I love it. I love the energy. It fits very, very well with what our retreats are all about, which is wellness, friendship, and fun. I love that it's going to be practical and individualized, and something that, you know, everybody gets very inspired and high energy at the retreat, but then they have to be able to go back and continue that on in their lives. So we really do want to equip them with practical ways to make a change in their lives when they leave the retreat. So I think it sounds like it's going to be a brilliant session, and we can't wait to have you on board with us and have lots and lots of fun together, because that's what we do. We do best, right. And that's what we want to bring to the retreat. So for anybody who would like to experience what we have to offer, and also share the wonderful pearls of wisdom that Mish is going to be bringing us, our retreat's going to be from the 28th to the 31st of July at the charming Continental House in Hepburn, an absolutely beautiful, beautiful venue in a stunning location. So we will drop the details of the retreat, how you can find out more about it, in the comments of this video, and we would love for you to get in touch and share a wonderful weekend of wellness, friendship, and fun with us all.
And we've also got an amazing chef coming along who is going to provide the most scrumptious, delicious food, which is also really exciting, and some wine tasting. And what else have we got? So we've got really
the amazing Katie Underwood is coming to do her really beautiful sound healing session as well.
Wow.
We've got our amazing yoga and meditation teacher over here. We've got beautiful walks. We've got the Turkish Hepburn experience. Don't forget that. That's one of our favorite things.
So good. You get covered in bubbles.
Covered in bubbles.
Steam room, and somebody rubs it all in your body if you like.
If you like, or you can do it yourself. Whatever takes your fancy. We've got massages for everybody. And it's just going to be a beautiful and nurturing and replenishing weekend, and we can't wait to share it with everybody. So bring it on.
Exactly. Thanks, Mish.
Bring
Thanks
it
for
on.
coming along. So excited to have you along with us at the MeTreat. Guys, do yourself a favor and book in. It's really a life-changing experience that we'd love to share with you. So thank you.
Bye, everybody.